On the phone, Miles Nielsen. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man.
How are you?
Well, I'm, as my father would say, fair to partly cloudy.
I'm so happy, man. You got to bed really late, and I appreciate you waking up to call in this morning, because it's been a while since I've had a chance to chat with you because, well, you haven't been around. You guys have been all over the place.
Yeah, man. We've been... we went to Europe for a month, and then we came back, and we had about a 48-hour turnaround, and then we were back hitting the road. So, and then we've been out on the East Coast and in the South, and we got back, and then we came up through the Midwest, and we played. We did Milwaukee on Tuesday, and then we went over to. Milwaukee was on Wednesday.
Now it's getting to be like you can't keep track of it.
Yeah, and then yesterday we drove 5.5 hours from Milwaukee to right near Detroit. We did an outdoor festival there, and then we drove back last night after the show was over. So we got back about 3 a.m. And now I'm talking to you. It seems like it's still part of the van ride, really.
You're still in the van driving along. Just feel like it.
Thankfully the van's bigger these days, but you can stand up in it, but it still doesn't make it that much easier when you get home late and
gotta try to crawl in the bed and get some sleep and get some rest.
Yeah.
And it's hard to after that it's probably hard to kind of wind down. You're still probably amped up a little bit.
I watched 3 episodes of Shooter on Netflix when I got home. So I didn't go to bed till 5.
Wow. Now I feel bad for.
I'm laying in bed with my dog. And she growled. She thought she was going to attack me. She didn't even know who I was when I came in the door. So she was growling at me, and I was like, "Hey, buddy!" And then as soon as I said that, she started wagging her tail.
Oh, she knew right away. So let's go back a little bit. The trip to Europe. What was it like bringing a little piece of Rockford out to the folks in Europe?
Yeah, it was a special trip. It was such a weird thing to have people that. It's a different way of listening over there. Like the way I experienced it was people would actually do research ahead of time. They would look at the calendar of the venue, or when the show was announced, and they'd actually go do the research and see which band they liked, and they would buy our music ahead of time. So when we showed up, these people knew who we were. They knew my face. They knew lyrics. They knew songs. It was crazy, and I think. Yesterday or the day before, we posted the last show that we did in Spain, Valles de Amor, I believe is the city, and it was up in the mountains in the green region of Spain, and it was a 2.5 hour set with four different encores, and I felt truly like I was a rock god in that city in Spain for one night.
For one night, it was yours. I'm talking to Miles Nielsen.
The next day, I felt so horrible, and we had an 8.5 hour drive to Barcelona before we could fly out.
Oh man, nothing worse than that. Miles Nielsen is on the phone, and the venues you guys were playing to were incredible. If anybody was following you on social media, some of the places they were like straight out of movies or something.
Yeah, I mean, there was a place in Rübingen, which is just outside of Bern in Switzerland. It started off as a dirt floor venue with just some seats around a stage, and now it's built up to be a 4-story, just a crazy American pop culture driven weird venue. But it was such a neat place to play, and the backstage spreads in Europe where I'm just like, I can't eat continental breakfast in the U.S. anymore. not that anyone ever even should.
So. Right.
But, they lay out like meats and cheeses and fresh fruits, and the coffee machine makes like the most delicious, like just whatever you want. It's like, oh man, for $1.50 you can have like the most dank cup of coffee that you've ever had, and then here you're like paying $5.50 for something that tastes burnt. And, I sound like a snob right now.
You're total snob now.
Man, my European success has totally changed me. No, I mean it was great, man. It was like, but it was the same thing as the States. We go from playing like a real small kind of almost cafe place.
Right.
We're playing like a cool theater, to then the next day we're playing like, like the singer-songwriter house, you know, it was all over the map. But man, the good ones were really good, and we only had, out of the 19 shows we did there, we had like two dogs, you know.
Oh, that's good.
And that was only because they just weren't promoted correctly. It wasn't because we played bad venues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was just, you know, one show I think we had about 18 people, and you know, you go from having 18 people to then having like 300 packed in a club. It was very strange. It was all over the place. But you could tell each city that had, you know, which city had the big time music lovers or which was more of a touristy spot.
Right.
The Germans, man, were just, I don't know if they could feel my blood, but they showed up, man. They were just super fun, and Sweden was great, and Spain was great. You know, it was all really surreal. And then, you know, it was weird because the other day we were driving through Pennsylvania and then through like North Carolina, and I think because of going to Europe, my eyes work differently now, and
mm-hmm.
kind of saw the beauty in Pennsylvania and in North Carolina differently than I had, you know, previous, where I just feel like, whatever, been there, done that, you know.
Right.
Now I looked at it like, you know, I could see, because we actually brought our tour manager over, Philip. He's from Belgium, and we actually flew him over for this summer tour, and he's out with us. So, you know, he's seeing America for the first time outside of like the Los Angeles area. He would come visit LA, but outside of LA, he's never been East Coast. He's never been in Nashville. He's never been in Chicago. He's seeing all these, you know, these cities for the first time. It was really fun to see his reaction to it. So it almost makes us see it again for the first time too.
See, that's really cool. And the one thing that I noticed, I saw you guys down at Mississippi Park for that free show, which first of all is a great venue we have here in Rockford, talking about venues.
I love it, man. We're trying to get some more happening. It's just summertime, trying to book, you know, bands. They're, you know, this is not bad for me, but
right.
For the regions, they're a little overpriced right now.
Right. Yeah, of course. But I've noticed when I was watching you guys, there was kind of like a new swagger with you guys. Just, you know, kind of taking it to the next level and doing more of a show and really getting involved with the fans.
Yeah, well, you know, I think there's a thing that kind of, I don't know if it just kind of released from me over there, was, this is what we do. This is who we are. We can't change it. Embrace it. And, you know, if you can't work it in your hometown, you can't work it anywhere. So, and also they gave me a wireless mic that day.
Well, that helps too. I mean, I didn't know you had those sweet dance moves. I mean,
man,
that was sweet.
I used to clear floors back in the basement LTs, man.
Speaking of hometown shows, the reason why I'm talking to you today is there is a big show tonight you're putting on. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's called, it's the second, and I want to say annual, because I feel like it's going to continue because it's a good thing. It's for a good cause. It's called Rockvinia. It's a benefit for hospice, for the Northern Illinois Hospice Association. And, you know, if anybody knows about hospice, and you know, I'm pretty sure that in some form or another, everyone in our lives will have to use hospice in some way to take care of a loved one, maybe to take care of yourself, you know. And in the last, hopefully, weeks or days or however, you know, you get to live, you want someone that's going to take care of you. And, you know, it's a big burden when someone that you love is going through their final stage of their life. And it's a good cause, and, you know, not to put the Debbie Downer damper on it, but that's reality. And
right,
we signed up to be a part of it because we've got some good friends that are on the board, and that, you know, asked us to come in on year one, and year one was good, but we thought, like, yeah, year one was okay, you know, we can make it better. And I think year one was on a Sunday, year two's on a Friday. I think it's a big difference. It's at Rockford Country Club. Beautiful setting. You know, they set the stage up right in the lawn, looking out into the golf course. So,
oh, nice.
You know, you get a real, like, and it's called Rockvinia. So it's kind of that, if anybody's familiar with the Ravinia type thing, where you know, you lay on the lawn and you listen to tunes and have, you know, it's hopefully good vibes and hopefully good weather. And, you know, our thing is, I think Kelly Stewart, she starts at 5 p.m. and then she's going to play for 45, an hour. and then we get up and a little changeover, a little recess, and then we get up and rock for however long. Hopefully it's not like Spain, 2.5 hours plus 4 encores, but if they give it to us, we'll go for it.
Well, sweet, man. That's awesome. It sounds like a great show,
thing, man. It's going to be fun, and I think that they've had some good response via ticket sales, and I know there's going to be tickets available at the door, because I think the online tickets are no longer available, but you can definitely get them at the door. And this is a big spot. So,
and this is going to be the last time you guys are around for a while, because you guys you kind of pop through.
Yeah, we leave tomorrow morning. We have to leave at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning to go up to Appleton for a music festival called Mile of Music, which is up there, which we're doing 3 shows tomorrow. It's like a multiple set performance thing throughout the day in different venues. So we go up and do those shows, and then we're out. We head west. So we head west for a month. And, we go everywhere from, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, all the way to, we're going to Cedar Rapids, to Boise, to Spokane, to Seattle, to Portland, to San Francisco, L.A., San Diego, Phoenix, and Denver, and, a whole other bunch of places in between.
Nice. Bringing the word of Rockford to the rest of the country. I like it, Miles.
Man, the gospel, man. The gospel, as Uncle Nick knows it,
Well, Miles Nielsen, thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely, buddy, man. I'm happy to talk to you. I haven't gotten to do some radio with you in a bit.
Well, we'll keep it going once you guys are a little bit closer again. Thanks for taking the time, buddy, and have a great show tonight.
Have a great day, buddy.